What's up, YouTube? Today, this is the Chaotic Dragon here. Today we're going to do my Lightsworn replay duels. So, let's go ahead and get this show started. So, first off, I've got Lightsworn versus Chaos Red Eyes. And I do a very, I guess what you would call a desperate play in this game. What's going to happen here is my opponent is going to eventually get out I have the potential to get out a Felgrand. So I rush the game to win it. Excuse me. Obviously, I've used Ties of the Brethren to get out this menagerie that you're looking at. Let's see here. We're staring at this meteor comet dragon or whatever. I fairy tale snow it. It doesn't get to swing at me. And I'm just continuing the plays, because I got plays for days. And I think... Nope, yep, this is where. Excuse me. I'm tired, guys, I'm tired. I got a girlfriend with car issues. It's driving me crazy. Alright, from this point, because I realize he's going to summon a Felgrand, basically what I'm doing is I'm going in for the game. Because I realize if I do not take him out now, he's going to take me out back with that dragon. Because that dragon is stupidly powerful. And here it is. Fairy Tale Snow for the win. My desperate play. Because if I didn't do that, I was going to lose. Alright, next one we have is against Blue Eyes. So what we have here is I'm up against Chaos Max Blue Eyes. Now the reason I win here is because my opponent screwed up. What he does is he summons out Chaos Max Dragon, and I'm in a position where my life points are going to be low enough where all he had to do was attack with the Blue Eyes and his Chaos Max, and he would have won. But because he doesn't do that, he makes Tachyon, and Tachyon is supposed to negate monster effects in the battle phase and make them, I think, make them 0 or something like that, which isn't a bad play, but the other play was more guaranteed, and where I have a breakthrough skill, so I'm able to stop the Tachyon Dragon. And that's how I take the game from there. In this particular duel. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Golly, is that hot. Okay, thank you. Don't need that. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Okay, we're just gonna mute that for just a moment. There we go. I'm playing some copyright-free music in the background, guys. You know, that way I can play some music. I know it makes it more interesting for you guys if there's something to have in the background, but they keep playing these 5-second ads. It drives me crazy. This coffee is way too hot, guys. And here's the dark matter that he made on top of the Tachyon, but he sees that these big plays are coming, so he just kind of leaves. He's like, I'm out. I already know what's going to happen. The next one's Ritual Beast. And this guy, this is game 2 for this player. I played against him earlier. I guess he bricked, so he left, pretty much. And then we went to game 2. And in game 2, I went for Denko Sekka, lots of back row. I figure Ritual Beast haven't changed much since their first showing. At this point, I guess he figured he might have got me, but then I guess he decides he decides eventually not to attack because he realizes I have this empowered warrior, which is going to half his monster and leave my monster being more powerful than his due to a decrease. So we'll just continue here, and eventually he kind of gives up because he sees like, oh yeah, there's just no chance. So I, wreck him and start winning here. I take out 2 of his back row just for good measure, and they were good back row to take out. I figured he was going to eventually, I wanted to go ahead and start wiping off back row in case he drew a Geki. So he dead drew a strike, which wasn't going to do him any good, and I don't know what I would have drawn next, but I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't been able to stand up to that. I'm not going to show you that replay. This is the 3rd time I'm recording this video, by the way. I would show you that replay, but that replay keeps erroring out, so there's no point in showing that to you. It was against Ancient Gear, a Fusion Ancient Gear deck, which is, interesting to me, but their Fusion monsters seem underwhelming in my opinion, other than that they're just big. Which, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is no stranger to big monsters if you've been playing this long. I'm up against barrier statues here. I'm up against the barrier statues here, yes. Anyway, what I do, he's really clever in my opinion. I thought it was smart to, when he attacked with that barrier statue, what I did was instead, like as you saw, I destroyed his mage power instead and let him attack into a bigger monster, which I thought made me feel very clever. Alright, as we continue here. Just your standard Lightsworn plays, very much so. I'm going for my big monster, my Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's my favorite monster. It's my deck's Walking Solemn. It's obviously also the easiest one to summon, and it's also the cheapest, I might add. You know, Lightsworn can play one of two. They can play Cyber Dragon Infinity, or they can play Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and those two are the cheapest ones in my opinion. So guys, if you have to play on the cheap end, I recommend you either do Galaxy Soldiers or you try to make up some kind of like instant fusion based one and just, you know, pump out the Cyber Dragon Infinity for your Lightsworn deck, or you go this route. I prefer Synchro Monsters over anything because 5Ds was one of my second favorite next to the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. I love the Synchro Monsters. I love that mechanic. So Excel Synchroing is always awesome for me. And the only reason why he's even still here is because I've overthought this game entirely. I thought this was like some kind of Mirror Force thing, and then I forgot that I thought it was a Mirror Force, so I just kept letting him draw cards, and I could have just, if I had stuck with my original logic, which would have been fine, because I would have already won by now, I would have negated his original card of demise. It would have, you know, got him all the cards he has currently, and I would have just won already, because this would have stopped any Mirror Force he would play. But alas, I didn't do that. I win now because he's got no way to defend this monster, and I'm, at this point, I'm like, okay, I've got you now. So, and then the game 2, I win by deck out. What I do here is I win because he decks out. Because he plays, I think he's playing Triple Pot of Desires in his deck, I believe. Let me double check that. I saw 1, 2... Okay, so he's only playing 2 copies of Pot of Desires, but he's also playing Card of Demise, which is another reason why, but he ends up activating both pots in this game. So, and he had the out! He had the 1 card out to my Denko Sekka. I was so shocked. I was like, what? What? No way! But he had it, so, you know, he earned. He earned. Now, the good news for me was that this deck doesn't have a lot of raw might, and he's not playing Moon Mirror Shield in his variant. Now, I don't know why he's not doing that, but he's not. Which of them the mindset would it be smarter to play Moon Mirror Shield, but I guess he figures, you know, Mage Power would allow him to do more damage. So, by all means, you do you, boo. And basically, by the end of this game, the reason he ends up decking out is because I'm going to basically just stall. So he decks out. The Swords of Concealing Light was a big stall card. It really helped me keep in the game. That coffee is still a little extra warm. I know I'm drinking coffee at night. You guys are probably like, what is wrong with you? But it is what it is. Anyway. From this point, I seem to just kind of kick his butt. Basically just... let me, hold on, I gotta respond to this one. Yeah, there's really not too much to it. I just stall with Rise to Full Height and Electromagnetic Turtle, and he just can't win. Like, by the time my turn rolls around, I draw Denko Sekka, but it doesn't matter, because all I have to do is end my turn, he loses, so... I mean, if this is any, like, if he still had a deck, he would have won, but I win by deck out, so, because all I could do was stall. Which, I know, surprise, a Lightsworn deck that can stall for game? What? Mind blown. But there you go, there's my crazy-ass Lightsworn deck. Now, basically what I've done for that deck is the way I've built it is the idea, you build the deck with cards you have. I'm a very firm believer in, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting cards you need to make it function, but if you have cards that are decent, like for example, let's say you have Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity, right? You have your Walking Solemn. Every deck needs at least one, in my opinion. Some kind of Walking Solemn, or, you know, at least 2 floodgates, you know, in their extra deck. You know what I mean? Like Naturia Beast as an example, Clearwing, totally awesome. Infinity, Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss. There's multiple. You can just look it up. There's, like I said, there's multiple. In fact, if you have to go on the absolute cheap end, I recommend Magnet Warriors. Their fusion monster is basically a walking solemn and easy to get out in that deck. Like $30, boom, you've got your walking solemn. And just play with it. I mean, you can mix and match these decks. I mean, there's a lot more mixing and matching that people can do that they just don't think to do. Anyway, that's my advice. But I do have some news for you guys today. What I have done is I have made a Patreon. So if you guys would like to support me and back me on Patreon, it would be great. Just $1 a day. Or not $1 a day, just $1. Pledge $1. It means so much. You have no idea. It's going to help me keep keep this channel going and keep getting better equipment, better programs, better speakers, better cameras. So you guys don't have to stare at me at a webcam. You can see something better. It's going to help me collab, everything, just everything. You're just pledging a little bit of money to keep me going is going to help me go a lot farther than you guys can believe. I do offer gifts in return. So if you pledge $5 or more, I guarantee you guys at the end of every new video from here on out, there's going to be an end credit scene where I credit everybody that gives me money at the end of every video. And then also, if you offer $20 or more, you can get a painting like this, for example. This is just an example. I won't do exactly the same thing, but you'll get a painting of a superhero symbol of your choice, something you can hang on the wall, and it's going to look interesting because I'm going to do a different design. I'm going to have all sorts of interesting stuff. But basically, it's you pick the superhero symbol, and then I give you a painting with it, and it's if there's any kind of like color scheme that you really like, I can work with it too. So, and I'll ask you questions like that. So please head over to my Patreon and support me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned to my channel because you get weekly uploads. I guarantee you get multiple videos a week, at least 3. And this is just the first one this week. I had to take care of some other issues. And I may run into a snag tomorrow. But tomorrow night, I guarantee you will get a video of some type. So stay tuned. And this is Brian, the Chaotic Dragon. And I'm signing out.